How do you attract beautiful women? I was obsessed with that question for a very long time, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I tried every magic pill solution that the internet had to offer. I memorized dozens of terrible pickup lines, tried stuff like palm reading or talking about astrological signs, and I even tried giving women backhanded compliments to seem cool and confident. And while those things worked some of the times, they weren't the perfect solution. So I kept searching until one day I found the Holy Grail, and it's the advice you hear a lot of people giving out online right now. And that is to walk away from women and make them chase you. Basically, the advice is that if a woman's not really responding to you over text, or not making plans, or even canceling on your plans, then you should give her a taste of her own medicine. And I get where they're trying to go with this advice. Like, it's a huge turnoff to women if you are desperate, needy, and overly available. So you take a while to respond to her messages, maybe you go no contact for a while, or you keep telling her that you're too busy and you'll make plans when you have more time. And so you believe by acting like this, you will show her that you're a confident, independent person. And I'm sorry to say, but this is completely bullshit. The problem is that the guys who usually listen to this advice aren't living with those values themselves. They're not going out to be social and try new hobbies. They're not hanging out with their friends. And they're often not even meeting and talking to other women. In fact, they're usually just sitting around obsessing about this woman and thinking about other tactics they can use to win her over. The definition of neediness is seeking worth or approval from somebody else. And that's exactly what you're doing in these situations. You are chasing somebody who doesn't value your time or what you have to offer. And that's not what strong and confident people do. They live with abundance. If they've tried to connect with a woman 2 or 3 times and it's not happening, then they focus their efforts on people who are available or interested. And that's how you develop real confidence, by building a great life for yourself and actually walking away from the wrong people to focus on the right ones. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal if I play aloof with a woman a few times if it ends up working? Sure, maybe you use these tactics and you get a random date or a hookup, but you're missing the bigger picture. Your subconscious is always listening. By playing these games, you will destroy any sense of self-worth. And more than that, you will never attract a quality woman. If the only reason a woman starts to invest in you is because you pull away, that's a huge red flag. It means she has no idea what a healthy connection looks like. And it can even indicate that she has some serious attachment issues. Like, I'm not saying she should be obsessed with guys who are throwing themselves at her, but if you're just communicating normally and not being super desperate, and she finds that to be a turnoff, then you should run. Because if you don't, here's what I've seen happen time and time again. So you play the game for a while and she responds positively, but at some point she gets bored and starts to go cold again. So you decide to play the game some more, and soon you find yourself in a cycle of hell where you are both distant, uncommunicative, and you're constantly panicking about whether she's losing interest or gonna move on. And that's the way it's gonna continue to be. You have to keep treating her like shit just to get some attention. And is that what you want your connection to be? And in my experience with these types of women, the second they meet another guy who treats them poorly, it's a shiny new thing and they're on to the next one. I've said this before, but if a woman backs out of plans or doesn't invest in you one time, give her the benefit of the doubt. If it happens a second time, let her know that you value your time and you're trying to hang out with people who are excited to get to know you. But if this happens again, then walk away for real, not as some BS tactic to win her back, because that's the only way you're ever going to cultivate lasting self-worth. And if you're still struggling to feel confident around attractive women, then check out my video here where I talk about taking women off their pedestal and feeling like an equal.